So in this build video today I'm going to show you how to build an E010 Tinywhoop with a 5.8 GHz camera micro stuck on top of a E010 E-chime, which will look like this in the end. So we're going to be turning this normal Inductrix E010 into this E010 Tinywhoop. So to build the E010 Tinywhoop, we're going to need a E-chime E010 and a 5.8 GHz micro camera. I will have all the website links in the description. So the tools that we're going to need to use to build the E010 Tinywhoop will be a side cutters to cut the wires to the camera, soldering iron, and a hot glue gun. So the first thing we need to do to start making the E010 Tinywhoop is that we're going to need to take the top cover off by pulling these tabs, one on each side, and just pop that cover off. So now we don't need that cover anymore. So now we're left with the control board and the base frame, no cover left on top. So the next step is we need to expose the copper in these wires. So we need to strip the wires and then solder them, tint them. You just grab it like that and pull. Do it on both sides. Now we're ready to solder the negative and positive to the two terminals there, which are negative and positives from the battery connector. So to be able to solder these wires to the quadcopter on the 2 points there and there, those 2 points, we're going to need to tint the wires, which I'm going to show you how to do. So it's going to place the camera down with the two exposed copper ends. Show you. There's two exposed copper ends. I'm just going to get a bit of solder. Put a bit of solder on the end of the soldering iron. And then here, just put a bit of solder on that one. And that one. So now you'll see that we've coated the ends of the wires in solder. So now the next step we need to do is to attach the camera to the quadcopter. Then we'll make it really easy to be able to solder the wires onto the connector. So now we're going to get our hot glue gun, stick a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of the camera. You don't want to stick too much because every little bit of weight counts. That's why we take the cover off. We just stick it anywhere you want. I like to put it in the middle. Evens it out, let that dry. If you want to, you can stick your camera on an angle, which will make it when you're flying forward, the camera is level. But if you're just starting off, you can make it so the camera is level with the quadcopter. So now once our glue is dried, I'm going to get these two wires, now solder them onto there and there. But before we do that, we need to find out which terminal on this quadcopter is negative, which one is positive. So if you flip the quadcopter over, you will see on the bottom, my camera will focus, on yours there will be, there is a negative and positive, V negative and V positive near the battery connector. Or we can just get our battery, plug it in, and we can see that red is always going to be positive, black's going to be negative. So red is on the left of the back of the quadcopter, so we're going to stick that one there, and then negative is on the right of the quadcopter, so we're going to solder those two there. So now that we've figured out that this side here is positive, the left side, and that side there is negative. So now what we need to do is we need to solder this wire to the positive terminal and the black wire to the negative terminal. So do that right now. On the little two terminals, I like to stick a little bit of solder on them just to make them so the wire will stick. Not too much, you don't want to put too much because you don't want to put a bead of solder across the two. So now we just place the wire on it, touch the solder. Now you see that it melts together. Yeah, the wire's not moving. Now we go into the negative. Let's line up the negative. We don't want the aerial. Sometimes the little area from the quadcopter gets in the road of soldering. Just bend that way, bend it that way. So now we need to get this one and solder it to there. So if we just get a little bit of solder, see my tip of the soldering irons, solder little bits of metal on it, solder, we'll let that clean that off, just clean it. Now it's all clean, no solder will fall across, damage anything. So now we just tap that down. It's all soldered. Now that's soldered together, all good. Can't see any bits of solder jumping across. Won't create a short, hopefully. Now we need to see if it works. So now that we've soldered everything and that we have checked to see if everything has been soldered properly and there is no jumping between the two areas that we soldered, so nothing shorts, it's time to test to see if everything works. So just put our battery in, plug it in, and if you've done it properly you should see red and blue LED on your camera and your quadcopter board flashing like that. So now we know the camera's working, it's time to get it bound to our FPV goggles. And the FPV goggles, I've got other quantum foams. I brought these off Hobby King as a kit. You have to buy everything separately, it comes with the screen, but the link in the description is the one that's all put together. It's got a battery built into it, receiver built into it. You just got to turn it on and bind it up. So if you want to, you can search for the one where you build the whole goggles yourself. It's $10 cheaper to do it the way I did it, but it's just better to get the pre-built ones. They're plastic and they're stronger. So the footage I get out of my goggles is alright. So this is what you'll see whilst flying quadcopter. So that's the little camera. It's transmitting to these city goggles to the receiver. So the goggles I have the link in the description are a very cheap set to get you started. They're quite good quality for starting, but they're not for your fast FPV flying. If you go further into the hobby, get a more expensive set. So this is the kit, or you can buy the one that I've said is the pre-built one. Everything's already, just charge it up and you can start FPV flying. So now it's time to take it for a test fly. I've got some sample footage for that.